Well, good morning all. We're up in the beautiful high Sierras, and I finally managed to get over to where the sun's actually on me. It's a little nippy up here. Now, where we're at is not where we were planning on going. Let me explain. I can hear it right now. Oh no, not another story. Yep, another story. Okay, a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I took off, spent the day just driving around trying to find some old spots I used to go to. My old mining partner, he used to do the driving, and I really didn't pay that much attention to where we were going. It was just once we got there, then I started paying attention. And this one spot in particular, I really wanted to get back to. Problem is, my old mining partner's got Alzheimer's, so he's not much help anymore. Well, this spot is virtually on top of the world. I mean, it's at the very top of the gold belt. But it was a really, really neat spot because it had a creek running through it. There was an old camp there, and there was a hydraulic pit there, all within 100 yards of each other. So you could go up there. I thought it'd be a great place to do a video because if there wasn't enough water in the creek, we could go dig for artifacts in the old campsite. Or we could go up and do some nugget hunting in a tailings pit, or go down on the creek and dig some crevices and look for gold. Well, I found the road going in after I don't know how many wrong turns. But once I got on the road, I recognized the road, and I remember there was an old 4x4 post. Well, the post was still there. It's laying over now. But the road goes pretty flat, and then it drops down into the canyon. Well, right where it drops into the canyon, it's pretty much washed away. I don't even think you can get a good four-wheel drive in there. The road pretty much just gone. So I thought, well, so much for that spot. So I started looking around, and I found this creek. Beautiful little creek. Don't know a thing about it. Don't know if it's got a name. All I know, it's in the gold country, and we're on it. So let's see if we can find some gold. Okay, well, the first thing we want to do is let's just kind of wander around and take a look at it, see if we can get a general feel for it. Okay, well, I'm not too sure how this is going to work, with part of this being in the sun, part of it being in the shade. And it's a little on the cool side in the shade. But the first thing I noticed is our bedrock is a good, hard bedrock, and it's polished smooth. I mean, it's shiny smooth. So we know we got a pretty substantial flow, but the thing I like is the hard bedrock. The hard bedrock will give you a good solid crevice. It takes thousands of years to wear away. Well, all that time it can be accumulating gold, where if you get like in a granite bedrock, which is really soft, they erode too quick, and you only get a few years before the crevice starts working again and the gold moves on. This bedrock here looks really good to me. Okay, the next thing I noticed is we have quartz all over the place. Let me show you. Okay, right here we have a little low point in the bedrock. We got a nice, well-worn quartz rock, which I'm guessing came out of a hydraulic pit, and a lot of gravel. It's got quartz in it. It's got hard rocks in it. It's got actually pretty good looking gravel. It's got a combination of everything. We might even dig this spot out right here and just pan it real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go grab the pan, be right back. Okay, well today we got the green pan and for exploring. Now just off the bat, looking at this back here, I don't know if the camera shows it or not, but the bedrock is smooth, which means there's probably going to be nothing in here. But still, it'll give us a good idea of the gravels as far as black sand and all that goes. So scooping it out, it's not packed at all. Gravel looks real light to me. But there is getting to be a hole down here at the bottom, and there is a little bit of a crack. And there's also water in the hole. So we gotta throw all this stuff up. Okay. We'll see if we can get an idea. There is a nice little crack down here, so who knows? Might be something in here. Okay. Be right back. Gonna pan this out. Well, our first pan, not very promising. Little bit of black sand, but very little. And if there's gold in here, my eyes aren't good enough to see it. So, looking at the gravel, this creek doesn't look too promising. Now, before we jump to any conclusions, let's see if we can find us a hard packed crevice and dig it out. That'll give us a little better indication of the creek. Okay, let's go crevice hunting. Okay, well we're quite a ways upstream. I couldn't find a crevice with packed gravel until I got one right here. Most of the crevices are washed clean, and the ones that got gravel in them got a smooth bottom. Now I was going to whine about the temperature of the water, but I thought, yeah, you big baby, they don't want to hear you whining about the water. Well, after finding this, I think I'm going to go ahead and whine, because water's cold up here. The stuff that's not moving is frozen. Okay, I'm done whining. I'm going to dig this crevice. Well, let me show you the crevice first, then we'll dig it out. Okay, well, with the sun the way it is, I'm not sure how this is going to show, but right in here we got a crevice. This is bedrock, this is bedrock, this is all bedrock. But down in here we got a good packed crevice. And in this crevice, we've got a mixture of quartz and bedrock, nice heavy gravels, and it's packed in there pretty good. So let's dig this out. And I got the camera spun around. I don't know if you can see any better or not, but a couple things I wanted to show on this crevice. One, it's running with the river, which is kind of a bad thing, but it has packed gravel, and see how it's wide here, but it pinches down here. So that's a good thing, because that gold could be coming in, and hopefully there's a catch on the backside of this pinch that the gold can get out of the flow. So that's what we're heading for. Okay, well we got this crevice cleaned down all the way to the bottom, and it did pinch out to nothing right here, which is good. We had packed gravel all the way to the bottom. So if this pan, I won't say it doesn't have any gold, but if it doesn't have any heavy gravels or any black sand or any fine gold, I'm not going to have a problem walking off this creek, because this should be, we're right in the middle of the creek, right where it's straightened out, so the gold should be traveling through here. So if there's gold in this creek, there should be some in this pan. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to pan it out. It's official. I'm a wimp. because that water's cold and I had to put my sweatshirt back on. Okay, we did find some gold. Very, very small gold. And grant you, I've only well, I think all total I've done like 3 crevices on this creek, 3 pans on this creek. And this is the first one I found gold on. And the gravel in this pan looked pretty good. It was good heavy gravel. This pan has the most black sand we've found, but this pan isn't good enough to keep me on this creek. Not knowing anything about the creek, without doing a little more research, I wouldn't waste my time on this creek, because I know creeks that will give me more gold, larger gold. So, you know, I'm going to put a little X on the map, and this winter do some research on this creek. But right now, we're not coming back to this creek. Water's too cold. Let me show you the gold. Okay, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a half dozen pieces in there, but they're really fine. Well, the good news is we're going home with gold. The bad news is we got so little gold that I know my scale's not going to weigh it. But we do have gold. Okay, well, I'm pretty much going to say this is it. This is going to be a short video. So I'm gathering everything up, and let's head for the truck, and the odds are pretty good I'll see you back at the house. Well, we're back at the house. Do I even need to say it? It's the next day. Well, this video is going to be a little different because I got no gold. Even though we found gold up in the hills, I lost it. I have no idea what I did with it. I don't know if I cleaned my bottle out and threw it away, if I mixed it in with a different batch of gold, if I thought I had a little bit of black sand left in my snuffer bottle and I dumped it in with my black sands that I'm going to do later on this year. Either way, I got no gold. I don't think there was enough gold there to weigh anyway, but we got no weigh in on this video. Okay, well, one thing I wanted to cover real quick was that trip didn't go according to plan. And it still turned out to be a really fun day up in the hills. Now, grant you, I'm a little prejudiced because I do love those high Sierras, and I don't think it's possible to have a bad day up there. But the one thing I wanted to cover was when you go to the same spot all the time, you kind of lose that sense of adventure because you pretty much know what you're going to find because, you know, you've been there quite a bit. Now on that creek, I had no idea what I was going to find. So it kind of put that adventure back into the trip. Now, grant you, we didn't find a lot of gold, but we could have just as well found a bunch of gold. But the point being is it puts the excitement back into the prospecting trip. So I'm just, you know, don't lose that. You know, go ahead and every now and then go hit a new spot. Just to renew that excitement part of it. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got. So I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day.